All right, welcome everyone to ZSR to this late night edition of Breath of the Wild Any Percent. We've got a winners bracket round one with Harmjan versus CBF on commentary today. We've got Lip Books and Crazy. How's it going, guys?
Hello, hello.
Hello, welcome to this sleepy but yet wonderful and cozy edition of late night / early morning if you were European.
Yeah,
Breath of the
it's
Wild.
Any percent after dark or Breath of the Wild for breakfast.
Take your pick.
Yeah. Should be an exciting match today. This is the right. All the matches we're doing right now are for the first round winners bracket. No one's taken a loss yet in this first round, and CBF is the 11 seed, and Harmjan is the 22nd seed.
Mm-hmm. And it's really cool because Harm is one of our oldest runners actually, so he's been around since the dawn of time for Breath of the Wild, and well, CBF is like the dad of Breath of the Wild in some ways. I feel like he's all like class dad.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, as we get started, I'm just gonna watch this opening cutscene and watch for the blinding light. That's wonderful at 12 a.m. or 3 a.m.
You're welcome, CBF. Good luck to you and Harm on the race.
Good luck, runners.
It's been a good day of Breath of the Wild tournament action, and expect this one to be no different. And yeah. One thing to notice right away is that Harm is actually running in German while CBF is running in French. The French is definitely faster than the German for the any percent category, but the difference is something like 10 frames or so. So
it's pretty minimal. So unless we have a 10-frame differential, won't matter.
Yeah. I mean, when it's come to world records, there's been times when the world record was within 10 frames and things. So it has definitely happened before that those frames would make a difference, but unlikely to here. In all likelihood, people are just really opinionated about their Zelda voice actors, and that's probably why Harm picked the language he did.
I believe so. Pretty good clips out, but CBF a little slower.
See both our runners clipping out of the Shrine of Resurrection, which is pretty cool. First trick of the run. Lets us skip a bunch of intro cutscene stuff that is of course slow and has the added benefit of not starting the time of day cycle, so that our runners will get to play in the morning sunlight the entire run.
Also, Silent, thank you to Peer for the raid. ZSR appreciates it.
Link.
Both of our runners will be going down to the Temple of Time, where they'll listen to Zelda speak for a little bit, and then perform their first clip, where they get skew on the Temple of Time, and then line up against the window frame and unequipped shield, jump in unequipped shield in order to equip that.
Very cool trick we have here called a oh, that's a different spot. Harm getting skew at a different spot that I've seen, but he definitely has skew. Though it's not working as well as he'd probably like. Resetting instead. Oh, CBF likely lost his skew there, trying to do the ragdoll fix. So, skew giving our runners a little bit of trouble already. It's weirdly, I mean, we use it to great effect, but it has its weird quirks.
But thankfully, there's a really nice. Oh, except again, skew giving a little bit of trouble. It's kind of like the same kind of trouble Storywide had last race, where it wasn't quite. It was a really strong skew, but thankfully CBF gets it.
Yeah, I think a lot of runners are somewhat out of practice with the clip, with the clip setup here using the traditional skew. Getting that Temple of Time skew is generally like a far more lenient skew than the one you can get on the shrine for this clip. But both of ours now into their first shrine. Yes, for those of you who may be less familiar with Breath of the Wild speedruns, the whole start of this run is going to be our runners getting all 4 shrines on the Great Plateau, and then getting the paraglider. That is mandatory for this game. We have no way of skipping that sort of intro section. The game will not let you proceed off the Great Plateau until you have the paraglider.
I don't know if we checked with our runners or not. I'm not sure whether this is amiibo or no amiibo.
I suppose that'll be a fun little surprise when it does or does not happen. We saw CBF attempt the Gamer Wind Bomb there, which is a fun wind bomb setup that is fairly tricky to try and get all the way to the monk in a single launch, but fell a little short. Harmjan instead opts to do a shorter wind bomb with a little less risk involved.
Normally, Harm would land on kind of that upper platform near where the ball kind of shoots out and the BLSS over, but unfortunately ragdolled off a little bit, which we know didn't go so well as much for you, Crazy, this morning, did it?
Yeah,
but it worked out for Harm.
The game is sometimes feels a little inconsistent on how it throws out fall damage.
I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. But we started doing this route around this same time last year. Actually, at the beginning of the tournament, people were just starting to experiment with bombs first plateau. So it's been around for about a year.
Yeah, and really the discovery of BLSS and runners starting to get good at it is what triggered the ability to do this route. People for a while had been, wishing they could do the bombs shrine first because it would allow them to wind bomb inside all of the shrines and make them faster. But there just wasn't really a good method of getting between the shrines in that order. But the discovery of BLSS introduced a new option, and it has made it now a significantly faster to do the plateau in this order.
And a lot more consistent as well.
Definitely. There's now no BTBs, at least no mandatory BTBs on the Great Plateau, which does make things more consistent because you're not having to rely on like Boko manipulations anymore.
Kind of a weird skew setup from Harm. I don't know that I've seen that before. It's like trying to get skew off of the one texture rather than, I don't know how to explain it. It's like kind of, or it wasn't. He didn't quite get the shield jump completely. That's what happened.
Yeah. Kind of look a little more traditional, and once you got that skew, all set. Oh, we see CBF going for a fun little wind bomb in here. Most people who do a wind bomb in this shrine do what they would call a canal wind bomb. the canal wind bomb is done down from the little water on that first pathway, and it's a really precise wind bomb that even at the highest levels, runners can't do fully consistently. And so most runners would actually just opt to run through this shrine here in a race setting. But there is before people discovered Canal Wind Bomb, the wind bomb that CBF did was a thing, and it does save a little bit of time overrunning, while being not nearly as hard to hit.
Yeah, normally runners will like land on the little ledges above the monk, so they don't have to mag the doors. I don't think that was intentional for CBF. I honestly thought he was gonna ragdoll to his death, or fall damage to his death. Yeah. Another thing you'll see the runners doing here is they'll bomb themselves. You'll see this a lot during like all shrines runs or Hundo runs, but this is to clear ragdoll, so that they can win bomb in right here where CBF is.
Yeah. One of the big challenges of this route was, if you don't go to stasis or cryonis first, how do you get the height to get back up there? And what people found was that you can use these trees to get, you have to, it's not the easiest wind bomb. You need to get a lot of height on it, but we're able to just clear that cliff and land up right next to the shrine.
Crazy, you want to talk about BLSS while Harm's doing it here?
Sure. Yeah, so BLSS stands for Bow Lift Smuggle Slide, and as the name suggests, you use a bow lift to smuggle an object that Link can carry, and it gets sort of stuck to his hand, as we can see with the bomb and the pot earlier. You can do this with any object that Link can pick up, and then with that object stuck to Link's hand, you get sort of Link's hitbox and that object's hitbox in each other, and that gives some fun properties. And when you combine it with a step up, Link, when stepping up onto an appropriate height surface, does this little step up animation. That animation has no gravity, and having the other object on Link's hand will sort of push him away from the surface while having that no gravity animation, and then it won't complete because you're no longer on that surface, and you can now use the no gravity plus the mixed hitboxes to wiggle around and push Link wherever you want to go.
Mm-hmm. And the reason why we wiggle is because the bomb is actually kind of pushing Link from side to side, and it's making him go a little bit faster as kind of like the friction. I think it's the friction kind of properties. Probably no one or someone will correct me. But wiggle so that we can accelerate.
Yes. Yeah, and we saw Harm break that BLSS up into two parts, which is a slightly slower strat, but doing that BLSS all in one go is fairly tricky, so nice little safety strat that isn't that much slower. And definitely faster than messing up and having to fix it.
Mm-hmm. If you want to learn more about BLSS, you can join our Discord. I got a lot of Discord, shout out to that. And to Pierre, who rated, has a wonderful resource, a video about BLSS. So definitely check that out if you want to learn more.
Nice
CBF
ESC there by CBF.
He had a nice split overall, kind of.
Yeah, it was very smooth slide and ESC in. He also had a good wind bomb inside stasis while we were talking. That's definitely like a bit of a controversial wind bomb to do in races, because if you fail it, there's a lot of pit to just fall into and void out. And the timing is somewhat precise, but it does save a good amount of time over running through.
And Link can kind of ragdoll around in ways that you don't really want.
Yeah. Looks like we're gonna get something fun out of Harm here. doing this BTB, which used to be the first BTB of the run on the old setup, is still like pretty similar in speed to a good BLSS. Most runners do the BLSS now because if you're really fast at the BLSS, I believe it is faster, and it's definitely more consistent.
Yeah.
But
you
the
saw
BTB...
Harmjan to shoot another arrow just to lure the Boku's over. They didn't for some reason recognize it. So it gets rid of that kind of thing. And also we have old clip instead of, or normal clip instead of ESC, so lots of fun things from Harm.
Yeah. And nicely done to CBF. Got through his 4 shrines and will now be headed to the top of Temple of Time to get the paraglider from the old man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Breath of the Wild does have quite a lot of abbreviations. I understand that confusion. Nice BLSS from CBF so far.
Yeah, very good speed on that. Always, the blowing up the bomb in midair just always feels so risky to me.
Yeah. Like you're just asking to get blown up.
Yeah, just like let it, you know, fall down the side of the Temple of Time. Well, this is going to be the point where we determine whether our runners are doing amiibo or no amiibo once and for all. I would guess no amiibo at this point, just because
no one has scanned.
No one has scanned yet, and while that's not uncommon necessarily, CBF basically confirms it with this BLSS spot. In races, if you're going to scan amiibos at all, doing it a little earlier to get some extra backup food just sort of makes sense.
So, CBF is gonna BLSS over here past Satori Mountain, in between Satori and Thunder Plateau to get some Razor Shrooms here. We need a 3 attack up food or potion. Food in this case. But if we combined 4 Razor Shrooms together, if we could 4 Razor Shrooms together, we will get our nice attack up potion. So that's what we're gonna do. It actually eliminates basically any RNG out of this run. So it was funny, we were noting earlier that technically Amiibo has more RNG now than no Amiibo because you have to get good fish.
And it's the first year that's the case in this tournament. Oh, very sad for Harm falling through a hole in the Temple of Time. And unfortunately not prepared to fall damage cancel there.
Those holes can get you.
And
it's
so
hard sometimes with the depth perception.
Yeah, definitely. CBF got his 4 Razor Shrooms and is on to Castle now.
We're gonna hope that there is an unloaded gate here, because unfortunately with the no amiibo route, since we are a bit closer to the castle, sometimes it will load in, but thankfully for CBF it wasn't.
Yeah, that's sort of the biggest source of RNG at this point in the runs. Luckily, not that bad for either run. But when it does load in, you feel really sad about it.
Man, that load on the cutscene was really mean to CBF. Didn't let him get through with his sneak string. But we did, okay, nice.
Actually, just barely got it off, yeah.
Barely.
It can be hard to tell sometimes when they're right on the cusp there. And yes, this is best of 1 The tournament is best of 1 for the first couple of rounds, and it will become best of 3 once we have a smaller field of runners.
We actually have 2 different routes through Castle. They're both pretty similar, but I think we'll probably see 2 different ones here. I think CBF usually does 3 ancient arrows. I think, pretty sure. So those are the 3 ancient arrows that he will be getting for his fight against Calamity Ganon, and you'll see he will here cook 5 razor shrooms. He added another shroom for extra time, just in case something goes awry in the Ganon fight.
Yeah, there is a
6 ancient arrows.
Yeah, going to go for 6 ancient arrows by turning this way. Very nice of the castle to give us a crate with a static razor shroom drop, so you can guarantee an extra one there. We also see CBF picking up a backup shield. Oh no, is that another death by Harm? Oh. Guess that would have just been... Was that just fall damage?
No.
That'd be unfortunate, given that he has the paraglider. Okay, luckily the spawn is forgiving, and he's not going to lose that much time.
No.
CBF having to wait a bit for the Moblin to load in.
Yeah, their Moblin just didn't want to exist.
Very smooth castle there for CBF.
And this newer wind bomb setup.
Yeah. Oh no.
Ooh, that is the first time I've ever seen that happen. Wow.
Yeah, he had a very different aim spot from what I've seen other people use.
Huh.
So don't know if he was looking for something slightly different there, but yeah, this is one of the newer changes to this route. It's so minor that I don't know. I was playing around with it and I found it consistent enough to be worth going for in a race, but also the time save is so minimal that if you're not super confident in it, just going with the old strats is 0 time less at all. Oh no.
Both of our runners struggling with Moblins, noticing them. Harm's gonna have a little bit of a hard time as well, as his Moblin, he flew into the pillar. And unfortunately, the Moblin noticed him.
Oh, and unfortunately, that armor's not gonna save you.
Yeah.
Moblin gets to swing right through it. All right. Take 2 there for CBF, or take 3, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, nice little Moblin horn.
Yeah, he took a little souvenir from that Moblin, giving him troubles.
Oh, it's gonna put him back before castle load? Oh.
That's a brutal autosave for Harm.
I mean, at least it's at castle, but...
We see CBF reverting to probably the wind bomb that they've practiced much more. The one people were doing right up until a few weeks ago. Always good to go with what you know best in these sort of race situations. Consistency is king over just pure speed.
You walk your Finn.
Hello, Finn.
Yeah. He's talking.
Alrighty. Well, CBF is going into these fights now. Has a pretty commanding lead, but important that they don't die. Otherwise, could easily swap the order of things. You have to complete all of these fights without a death. Otherwise, you go back to the beginning. And Our runners, of course, practice them a lot, but doesn't stop them from being tricky.
I'm just gonna basically be doing the exact same thing that CBF just did. So, yep, getting plugging 6 engine arrows and then wind bombing up the mob line. Wind bombing.
See a fun little strat there to throw the Royal Claymore, so that there's no weapon equipped, which makes the or throw the Edge of Duality, so there's no weapon equipped, makes the menuing over to the Royal Claymore just a little faster, and actually doesn't take any durability off of the Edge of Duality, even though throwing it at the ground.
His durability is quite tight, and have like 1 or 2 extra hits, but not much more than that.
We're gonna have seen 3 different spots for this final wind bomb in this race.
As long as it works.
Yep, all ending up in the same place. Well, just barely.
Thanks to Piston for the raid as well. So many raids tonight.
It's a place to be for your Zelda content.
Late night, yes. Yeah. I'm just gonna be starting with water plate. And back there. Well, CBF is starting to use 2 stone plates.
Interesting. CBF chooses to equip his ancient arrows there right after doing the Thunderblight strat. Need to switch over to them at some point.
And we're gonna see here this finely choreographed Ganon fight. Where I found out this information. I think it was yesterday, or was it today? I don't remember. Noman and Song were commentating, and they were saying this first phase needs to be 52 seconds or lower, otherwise you're gonna get a wall in phase 2 of Calamity. So it's kind of a race against time to get Calamity down to the second phase for 52 seconds, unless you want not as nice attacks.
Yeah. And CBF doing a pretty clean job here.
Yep.
Very nicely done. Question will be if he did it fast enough to get instant laser, or if he's going to get an attack first. Yeah, gets an attack first. But, oh! Looks like he may have gotten back close to Ganon a little too early. And didn't get the laser, so going to wall. We see him switch over to his more durable shield, which can be helpful. And
no, CBF.
A death. Oh, that's brutal.
I was hoping CBF that was just a wall comment when I saw that in chat. I was really hoping it was just wall. Ugh.
And that is the unforgiving nature of Breath of the Wild speedruns. The final boss rush really gatekeeps the end of the run, and just like that, Harmjan is in the lead.
Oof.
Now, Harm also has to get through it safely. Curious to know if he's aware that he's ahead now. Our runners are allowed to watch each other, but whether they choose to do so or not is entirely up to them. I personally...
You.
Yeah. I mean, clearly CBF's in chat. I don't know if he's watching the stream or not. Watching the stream only gives you more information, right? Like, you can't actually do anything to affect your opponent.
Yeah.
So, as I see it, it can only be helpful as long as you don't psych yourself out with it. So, I totally understand that people are like, oh no, it'll stress me out too much.
Ganon is so close to harm.
And we swap places again. That is, Ganon is taking names right now.
Oh, unfortunate, oh my word. Yeah. And with no safety save, Harm's gonna have to do the wind bomb back as well. Alright.
Well, I hope you enjoyed watching these Blight fights the first time, because you get to see it again. Let's see, is CBF gonna go 2 for 2 on the fast fire Blight cycle? He does. Let's go.
Nice.
Tapir is making a joke. The runners are allowed to... What? Oh my.
He's trying to get an autosave here. There were other ways.
This is a little scary. Oh my. And the harm dies again.
No, so he missed wind bites there.
Oh.
I think he was trying to die so he respawns back at something or something. I'm not really sure what happened. Like why he chose to do that.
That was...
Instead of just reloading.
Interesting. Very interesting first phase there from CBF. Getting those getting the double hits there by turning backwards is pretty important to doing this, the first phase correctly. So, you see him having to do a bit of a backup. Looks like he'll get through it just fine, though. Nice recovery there, CBF.
Hopefully Ganon is nicer.
Fun little trick you'll see there is CBF was walking to the left before doing the flurry rush. That helps just put him in line with these arrows so he doesn't have to run as far, and makes getting the laser right here more consistent because he's able to run farther away from Calamity faster.
You want to get as much distance as you... Oh gosh.
Oh.
And get as much distance as you can between yourself and Ganon, so that you force yourself as opposed to some of the other times.
Alright. Didn't get the first laser parry, opting to do some close combat, and Ganon will go to the wall again, and he's already shot his extra arrows, which, scary.
I'm not sure what he's looking for. She's looking for the shield.
He's looking for those arrows, because you can shoot 3 normal arrows at him, and that'll get him off the wall. So, nice of Calamity to give a nice slow attack to get those shots in. I don't know, CBF. Shooting those there feels like tempting fate for Calamity to just go back to the wall, but gets the parry there.
Oh, okay. He hadn't gotten the laser to do this, so it's
Yeah.
tracking.
On to phase 2. Curious to see if Calamity gives him attack here. Okay, he does. Doesn't go straight to wall again.
Nice.
Now, alright, CBF hits this parry, and he should be good, but his attack up timer is now down to 20 seconds, which is pretty scary.
I'm wondering if I could go into the situation as well.
Alright. Well, he's...
Are they gonna be like they go run and get the sword?
Well, that was some very impressive spins there, so... looks like GG's. Yeah. Had a lot of extra durability on that Royal Guards Claymore because of the extra damage done with the arrows, so that was a little scary, but CBF made it through.
Oh my goodness, I just thought that they did the same thing that you did a couple of days ago with the, not moving.
Yeah, luckily staying in one place here, Ganon will miss you twice with those lasers. If you stay put too long, the third one doesn't miss, but I think CBF is gonna pull it off alright.
I think we actually have had a case for someone who died
Certainly possible. See Harmjan onto second phase. Nice parry there with the crouch cancel to initiate the stun lock. I would. My friend Kai there may have helped play a role in it too.
Fortunate early fire there from
Tu l'as blessé. Continue comme ça.
You see CBF doing the classic RNG manipulation of shooting Dark Beast Ganon in the butt.
Classic. Fortunate another early free fire from CBF.
Tu y es presque. Encore un peu.
No, we have to convince Farm to not kill her. It didn't do anything to him. I can understand at the end of a condo run or something, but Horse didn't do anything to him. It's not like you have to spend 45 minutes to an hour.
C'est l'essence maintenant, Link. Fini.
GG to CBF.
GG's to CBF. Yeah. The horse in any percent is doing nothing but being nice to Link. It literally volunteers because he has never had a horse before to show up and the horse is gonna punish him for this. It's running away. He's gonna miss the next phase.
Isn't it especially Link's horse? That's a different.
I think so.
Ich dränge seinen Hass zurück.
So, let me control this one.
Windet sich vor Schmerzen.
Some...
Fun little fact on this belly shot. The music resets for this phase, so the shot shows up at the same spot in the music every time, which is how runners can get really good at doing a pre-fire. And poor horse.
He did nothing.
GG's to Harm.
Gee.
Well, if either of our runners want to come in for interviews, they are more than welcome.
Hello, CBF.
Welcome
Good evening.
in.
Hello.
GG's.
Thank you. that was an absolute dumpster fire.
I mean, it is midnight. It was past midnight.
I'm genuinely running on like 3 hours of sleep right now.
Or CBF.
The life of a full-time dad. It's the best. But yeah, GG's to Harm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also mad at Harm for killing the horse.
I know.
But I feel like that's the same thing that Harm does every race, so I can't be mad at him being consistent, or them being consistent, excuse me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah.
And you want to rant about your run?
Yeah, sure thing. I feel like, SOR clip is always going to be SOR clip. But
Yeah.
I feel like it was a pretty solid plat. It was like a low 14.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that wind bomb and then losing that one arrow was kind of
Yeah.
really upsetting because I was like, okay, cool, I have one arrow. I have to be sure to grab wind blight skip arrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized that I screwed up the cycle in phase 1 for Calamity by having the Claymore break on that slam. I should have exited the slam earlier, so I could have thrown it right when he was about to do the slam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then again, getting too close to him during phase 2 as well, like not giving him enough space so I can get that laser to
Ganon just
parry.
needs space.
Huh?
Yeah.
I said Ganon just needs space.
He just needed a little breathing room. I felt like I had put a lot of pressure on him, but he just needed some space for me, and it was okay. Oh, is that what happened, Harm? I didn't see the death at Calamity.
Yeah.
It
was a tough one. That one was Calamity not giving him the space to to shoot a bunch of bomb arrows in his face.
Yeah, that's always that. I feel like that's a worse way of dying because like you're just trying to do your best to like keep him at bay, and Link being too close to anything warm is too much for him. Like, literally got my in your way for the that's even worse.
And he just like booby traps you.
Yeah. He was just like, where are you going? Where are you going, bud? You look like you need a hug.
To the Claymore, are you?
Yeah.
But overall, like, I was on pace for no amiibo PB, but like I feel like the minute I said it out loud is when I was like, oh wait, I shouldn't have said that, and I kind of cursed myself. So
absolutely, yeah.
But yeah.
You regretting going for the new wind bomb strat now?
Absolutely. And funnily enough, I ate 2 peppers purposefully. I was like, I'm gonna eat 2 because I've gotten hit by that same malice before. and I've survived at least with half a heart. But yeah, back to old wind bomb. I'll take the 2 seconds that I lose there. That's fine.
Just to be a little safer, do the strat that you've practiced for over a year.
All that work just because I wanted to be speedy. I also contemplated doing 3 Ancient Arrow, but the midair wind bomb out of bounds was just giving me so much trouble earlier today that I was just like, I'm just gonna go for the safe strat and go for 6.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but
definitely a race setting.
Yeah, definitely a race. Like I feel like this game, like in race settings, is like it puts a little more pressure. Like quals, like qualifiers, you're racing against yourself to get a good time, to seed higher. But in the races, it's like really tough because it's just you and the other person. And again, Harm is no slouch. He's been running the game much longer than I have. And he and I have gone back and forth in bug limit any percent runs and flat runs, which is my favorite. But yeah, no, I saw he got a 28 the other day, or they got a 28 the other day, which is like GG's. That's awesome. No amiibos, I would say a little tough for me personally, but yeah, that's really good. But overall, thanks for the race, Harm. That was fun. Sorry for the whole timing and like scheduling debacle as well.
It happens.
On restream, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I'm very much so a dad in that technology is now becoming my enemy. And I need to start figuring it out a little more. But yeah, no. Now that I know that the whole, in your time zone is a thing, it'll make it a lot easier.
It also is a bit weird because Europe actually it's daylight savings time today.
Is it?
Like, as in 40 minutes ago, it was daylight savings time.
Huh. Well.
Okay. So.
God. Can't we just all be on the same time? I don't even care that it'd be 11 p.m. when the sun is out. Having to turn my clock back and forward is just such a pain. But yeah, I'm excited. I think I have Trevor next race.
You do indeed have Trevor next race.
Oh, that's going to be a good one. Trev's an absolute monster, so...
Yes, he is.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Made a lot of progress very fast. One of our newer runners, but already, definitely up there as far as speed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think 4th right now. Right?
On the leaderboard?
Yeah. I think Song has a time that they haven't submitted, so that puts Trevor in 4th. But yeah, no, I mean, even the bracket right now is such talent. What is it? You have to P5, Korok, Hughes, Onyx, Alpha, Xiao, Praha, Noman, Ethling, Roko, Song, amazing individuals that have just been absolutely killing it over the last few months. So definitely gonna have to step it up for the next race and actually sleep.
Yes, definitely sleep.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, but thank you all for the comms. I know we're sharing a time zone right now, so I understand it's super late. So I appreciate y'all and ABN also for the restream. And again, Harm, thank you so much. Tapir, thank you for doing the entire tournament scheduling and getting this set up for us.
Yeah, big shout outs to everyone who is making this possible.
Yeah. Yeah. Any highlights for you all during the race?
I'll be honest, as far as being a commentator goes, the calamity deaths are actually pretty exciting. It adds an extra level of tension to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just chaos has ensued.
Dude, that Thunderblight that second time around was so terrible. Yeah. So terrible.
Yeah, that was impressive that you managed to back that up.
even Calamity, that final spin, I lucked out that I didn't smash the Royal Claymore due to grabbing those extra arrows. So this game, I love it and hate it. And happy Linktober to those of you who are artists who have been putting up work. So thank you for that as well.
Yeah. Very cool to see all that stuff coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
No, you're welcome. Go get some sleep.
I still have to stay up for another hour.
Oh man.
What?
Work stuff.
Good gracious.
I know. But I appreciate y'all. All love. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alright, that's my cue to now for you guys from this late night event. We only have one match scheduled so far, but I just posted the link to the schedule, so keep an eye on that, and there will be probably more matches scheduled soon for the rest of the week. I'm sure we get them littered all over the week, usually. But the next one that we have on the schedule is for 10 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, and it's Alpha TZR versus Praha, so be sure to stick around for that one and all the other ones that'll be scheduled soon. We're going to raid our friend Zelkis, who's been in the tournament before. It's kind of a late time for Breath of the Wild, so he's actually doing, what is it? Paper Mario 1000 Year Door 80% speedruns, but it's close enough, so it works for me. And thanks so much, everyone.
Thank
Thank you. Good night, everyone.